Hey everyone, Blaine Austin here. Welcome to our Countdown to Christmas show. Glad you joined in this morning and this afternoon, depending on where you're at. But hey, a beautiful day here in California. We are so excited that everybody's tuned in, and we have got a whole week of shows to do. Starting every day at 11 a.m. We're going to go for 2 hours for sure, and we may even go over that. We may go to 3 hours on some of them. But we're going to be here all week, Monday through Friday, every day. Hey, Sharon, how are you? Glad you joined us this morning. But we're going to be on every day from 11 a.m. This week. And then next Monday on the 14th, make sure you join in. We're going to have a special show on the 14th. It's going to be a 4-hour show, and it's going to be the brother 4 hours all day. They're all brother. They're going to have numerous brother ambassadors and educators going to join the show. We got a ton of products that we're going to go over. And hey, Betty, good morning. And how are you? And I love your little icon. Betty has if everybody can see that, she has a mask on her emoji. So that's kind of cool. Great things today. And today we've got, starting out, we're going to have brother for the first hour. We have 2 products that we're going to highlight this morning. We're going to have the Persona PRS100 single needle embroidery machine. And then we're going to have the ScanNCuts. We have 3 different ScanNCuts we're going to talk about, and we're going to do some demos on. And we have Heather Banks, a national educator for brother, going to be with us. So we're super excited to have Cindy and Heather here. And then at 12, it's going to be all Handi Quilter. So we got 2 products that we're going to have on Handi Quilter that we have some special pricing on. It's going to knock your socks off. It's such good. So if y'all been in the market for a sit-down quilter or a long arm, we got 2 products that we're going to show you, and we can't wait. One of them is a Sweet 16 with the Insight table. It's a brand new table for it, and the other one's going to be a Mara 20-inch long arm, and we have got some great pricing for you. Going to give you a choice of frame sizes, either a 10-foot or a 12-foot. And so you don't want to miss that. We got some of the educators from Handi Quilter are going to join us, and so it's going to be great. It's going to be a fun day today. And Mary says good morning from Arizona. So I can't read what the rest of her things, but I just see it said good morning from Arizona. Oh, thank you, Mary. Y'all like our decorations. So I have to give all that credit to my wife, Michelle. She's our event coordinator, and she came here Saturday and decorated our set for us and did a great job. And did we just go off air? All right, so everybody, I think you can hear me, but I don't know if you can see me. So there I am, magically up here. So anyway, I was saying, Michelle did a great job of decorating our set and trying to make it a little bit more Christmassy. And so we're really happy the way it turned out. And anyway, I don't want to delay too much longer. I want to get right into this thing. We're going to have some giveaways, guys. All week we're going to be giving some things away. So again, how you can get in to win, just make a comment. You can give us if you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe or give us a thumbs up, and hit that bell down there and to get the notifications. And if you're on Facebook, make sure you share this page to one of your sewing friends, and like the page and comment, and so we'll enter you automatically to win some prizes that we're going to give away today. And as y'all know, we give great prizes, so you don't want to miss it today or every day this week, by the way. And so anyway, we're going to have some special things too throughout the week, so you want to make sure you tune in, because I'll probably announce that on tomorrow's show. We got some really cool things that we're going to do as far as prizes. So I'm going to announce that tomorrow, so make sure you tune into us. All right, so this morning, our first product we're going to talk about is the PRS100 from Brother. And guys, this is one of my favorite machines, and I'm going to tell you why. This thing is a brute workhorse. It is a great embroidery machine. It's a 1 needle, but it has a 4-spool thread holder on it. And it's made to where you can just, you take the spool, you tie off another thread, and then just pull it through. And so you can change the thread colors really easy by just manually doing it. And so you can do things. But the reason I like this machine, I call it the premier hat machine in America. So if you want to do hats, Brittany, I'm telling you right now, you need to get a hold of this thing. We have financing available, so we're going to make you a deal on it today that you don't want to pass up, okay? So, but anyway, this thing, if you want to do hats, most hats, about 90% of the hats that you do, they're always done with maybe one color of embroidery thread. So this is a great machine for that, but it also gives you that versatility that you can do other things with it, and with that tubular arm and things. So anyway, we're going to talk a little bit about that. David, we could show everybody the pricing. Now, guys, this thing is $4,900, $49.99. Great, great price. And we're going to throw in the hat, the stand for free, and the new border frame. They got a border frame that we have. We're going to throw that in for free if you buy the Persona today. And there's 3 ways to order. You're going to call 800-401-8151. We have sales agents that are standing by right now waiting for your call. You can visit our website and look at the product and talk to one of our chat agents. But the only way you get the deal is you have to either talk to one of our chat agents or call. Now, if you can't get through today, no worries. At the bottom of this, below this feed, or I think it's going to be in the chat, right, Kyle? Yep. Yeah, Kyle's going to put a little link in the chat to it's called Google Sheets. So go into those Google Sheets, put your name, your phone number, and all your contact information, and what you're interested in. And what that happens, that automatically updates at our call center, and our agents are there live, ready to call you back. As soon as they get off the phone, they'll call you back. You're going to be a priority today to us, and they'll call you back and take your order or ask or answer any questions you may have. So what was that last comment just came up? I didn't. Who was that? Cinda. Hey, Cinda. Thank you for being on the show. There it is. Hey, Cinda, thank you for being on the show. And it is a great, great price for this thing, and especially with the free items that are coming with it. And so anyway, guys, hey, I just want to bring Cindy Hogan up, and we're going to start talking about the Persona. Hey, Cindy, how are you doing?
I'm great, Blaine. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic. What a great day. And, last Monday we had our Cyber Monday show, and you were a part of that. And the day, we broadcasted for 7.5 hours. The day went by so fast. And so we didn't really get a chance to we spent 15 minutes on each product. And I said, we didn't really get a chance to talk about the products like we wanted to. So that's why we're having this show today, to give us a little bit more time on some of these key products. So what I want to know, and I've always said this machine is the premier hat machine of America, but why? I know you've told me many times that you think this machine is just a workhorse. Why do you consider this machine a workhorse?
Well, first of all, it's got that torque in it. So whereas a single needle machine at home, sometimes it doesn't have as big of a motor in it as this guy does, because the force that it can go through things is amazing. So it can actually do heavier items than I could do on my single needle machine. That's a flatbed. But the other thing about this is I don't have to take stuff apart. I can do pants legs. I can do shirt sleeves. I can do pockets. I can do onesies without taking anything apart and without standing on my head. And it's all because of this tubular arm here. So what you do is you hoop your garment or whatever you're planning on putting in there, and then you just slide it over, making sure everything is underneath, and then put it in the bracket. Now, I've got this set up for a different hoop for later, so I'm not going to get it on both sides. Normally, I'll go ahead and do that. I'll loosen that screw and just slide this in, and then we can snap it into place.
Now, Cindy, one thing I'm not going to let you off the hook on, that machine is so easy to adjust for frames. You don't have to have a screwdriver. It's just a thumb screw, right?
Yeah, and my fingers. I just did it with my fingers. So some out there, to change that width for your hoop, you have to have a screwdriver and loosen it up and move it to fit the hoop and then tighten it back up. This one, thumb screws, do it in 2 seconds. It's perfect. Yes, and then you just take it off by pushing up and unhooping it. It's really not hard. But once again, I've got a little Christmas bag here. Just slide it over, put the hoop in, and you'll notice, yes, I do have extra hoops just because I like having things hooped ahead of time. Snap it in, you're ready to go. You didn't have to work that hard. You didn't have to take the bag apart. You're not going to have to put it back together because it's all over that tubular arm. And that really is the great item. It is the bomb. The other thing that's nice about this, Blaine, is it has a really nice embroidery field. It has an 8x8 embroidery field. So that is, I'll show you a hoop. That's this size right here, which is really a nice size embroidery field. And the majority of your monograms and things, and I call this, you call it the hat machine, I call it the monogram machine, because it is great for monogramming. And of course, I live in the South and we monogram everything. If it's not standing still, it gets a monogram slapped on it. You know that. You've lived here before. And so that's, what?
So, hey, we do have a question. It says, what is the largest hoop for the machine? It is an 8x8 hoop. But Cindy,
it is an 8x8.
At that, I want you to talk a little bit about, too, when you can, about what we have that we can do differently now with the Durkee frame that they made available, and that you can actually expand that embroidery field to a lot bigger now, can't you?
Yes. So this is the largest, oops, I'm throwing things in the floor. This is the largest standard hoop that comes with it. There is now an optional Durkee frame that can take your embroidery field from this to this. So I go from 8x8 to 8x14.5. I mean, and that's pretty impressive. So that is one of the really nice features, and I'm going to show you how that works here in a minute. But here's an example of a completed project with that hoop, and you can't tell where I split it, except for I actually stitched the stabilizer in the wrong spot on the other side. I grabbed it, nabbed it, and so I've got a little bit of a lump there. But other than that, if you do it right, you have a beautiful embroidery when you're done. And I'm going to show that here in a few minutes. But I would like to get you a little familiar with the screen before we go into that, if that's okay. So I'm going to change my camera view here.
That'd be fine. So Cindy, what I would want to kind of show everybody, I know the 8x8 is the biggest thing, but what I want to let everybody know what Cindy's going to do. She's going to show us a few things on the screen right now. But what we're going to do is we're going to move Cindy here in just a little bit to her computer where we have PE Design 11 there, and she's going to show y'all how you use the software to split the design and be able to use that Durkee frame. So that way you could take it from an 8x8 to an 8x14, which is an awesome, awesome thing. You could do a whole back of a jacket like that. So it just makes this machine even more valuable to me because you can do that now. So anyway, Cindy, go ahead. I didn't want to interrupt you. I just want to let everybody know what we're kind of going to be doing this morning.
If you've got a brother machine, you're going to be very familiar with this layout. It operates very much like our single needle machines that are flatbed. So you tap on a screen and it brings up the selection of designs that are built in that menu. If you don't like that menu, you touch return, pick another design. There are quite a few built-in designs here, including built-in beautiful monogram alphabets. These are absolutely gorgeous stitched out. You actually also have built-in frame shapes. You have built-in quilting designs. There's quite a variety built into the machine. And truly, it's a matter of selecting the design that you want, pressing set, getting it aligned in your hoop, and you're ready to go. But you wanted me to talk to them about this split hoop. So I'm going to touch my home button. Actually, let me do one last thing before we do that. I'm going to bring in a design and show you how to add text to it directly here on the machine without software, because that is a nice feature. You simply touch add, you pick up your text menu. These are the built-in fonts. Touch a font, type in your text. I don't know if you've ever tried to do this upside down, but that's quite interesting. When you're done, press set, take it and move it. If you want to size it, you can size it right here on the machine itself. I could have chosen large, medium, or small, but I tend to actually do it and then shrink it because these are completely resizable. If you want to array it, you touch the array button and you can arc it over your item. This right here always puts your design in the center, and then you can take it straight up. Once you've got it ready, touch OK, touch embroidery, and once again, you're ready to go. So it is a super intuitive screen. If you want to see what it looks like in a hoop, you can touch your hoop button. You can add a basting stitch automatically around the design right directly on the machine as well. So that is that. Now, I've got my Durkee hoop and I've got a design set up for the Durkee hoop. I'm going to touch my retrieve from USB button, and I'm going to touch the thumbnail of my large design, which is this guy right here. And I'll touch the first side. Key thing on this, when I touch set, I want to take that embroidery design and I want to move it all the way up. That is key for it to be able to match up on the other side. And then I'm going to touch embroidery. Okay, let me flip back out. And I have to slide this back out to the largest size. And you'll see I've already got half one sewn. So truly, the first half is what we just did. You slide it all the way up to the beginning, and then it's going to stitch this little basting stitch across the center. So now, and when it's done, it'll say embroidery's finished. Would you like to do the next side? And you would say, yes, I would like to continue. So hold on a second, and I'll show you that little message. We'll just fast forward to it. Let me tighten my screws so it knows my machine's there. Now, one thing with this hoop that I didn't talk about is I do suggest either the optional table that you can get with this. There's a flatbed table or a tubular frame table. All that you do with this is you squeeze it and the little tube pops out. Let me take the hoop out. I can do it without it, but you can't see me putting it on that way. So squeeze it. Slide it over the tubular support there, and then you slide your hoop on. And the reason you want to do this is because this is quite a heavy hoop, and it gives it complete support while you're embroidering. So that is one of those things that I would suggest, either the flatbed table or that. Once you're done, so let's go ahead and touch embroidery, and we're going to fake it out until it make it think that we're done. We're going to go to the last stitch. So I'm going to go to the last color. This lets me fast forward through colors. My last color is a basting stitch, and the software automatically throws that in there, so you don't have to figure out where it goes. The software does that for you. And how many stitches are in my design? So we're going to go to 10. So I'm at 42. I'm going to go 1, 2, oops, I'm not minus, plus 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to touch OK. I'm going to lock and let it take that last stitch, even though it's on my second side there. Now it tells me embroider the next section. So here we go. Let me zoom in so you can see. It says OK to embroider the next segment. We're going to touch OK. And we're going to bring up part BA. You not liking my USB stick today. I must have jiggled it there. So there's my thing. We're going to touch BA. And we're going to touch set. Now you'll notice it is upside. It's basically upside down for what I need it to be. So I'm going to go ahead and touch embroidery. I'm going to touch rotate. And we will rotate this 90 degrees right twice. And then we're going to touch OK. So now we're in the position that we can look. I'm going to touch this little button right here, and I'm going to touch my bottom left corner because that's where the start of my basting stitch is. And let me give you a different camera view. So you see that little dot there, Blaine? That little dot, we need to match up on that little spot right there. We're going to touch OK. And we're going to move our design to where it matches up with that. And I tested this earlier, so I do know the exact coordinates. Those coordinates will show up right here. I need to be at 2.5. And I need to be at 0.5. And how do I know that? Well, there's a little trick that you can do. You can touch lock and drop it, and your needle will drop right in the spot that you've done it. And I'm actually spot on there. Once you've done that, Sometimes I will go ahead and touch plus or minus and go through a couple of stitches. Oh, I'm not trying to minus it, so I want a plus. And just double check and make sure that it's good along the road. But I actually skipped the basting stitch, and so I will fast forward a color. And I'm ready to begin the second part of the embroidery, and it will match up spot on. I have really been impressed with that. And since you are close up here, let's show you what it looks like at the split, because I am truly close up. Y'all see where my Noel is there? This right here is where it attached. You can't tell where it came together. That is how precise it can be. All right, Blaine, are you ready for me to show them how to set it up, or do you want me more on the machine itself?
Well, hey, Cindy, how loud is that machine if we went ahead and just finished your design out while you're showing us the computer part and showing us the PE Design 11 and how to do the split design? Would it be too loud, do you think?
It's a bit louder than my other machine. We can certainly start it and see if you can still hear me. And if you can't, then we'll turn it off. But
all right, let's try it. Let's see if it, because I think everybody would love to see it finish that where you can actually see it on the hoop.
All right, we're going to let it do its thing here. Okay, you ready?
Yeah, let's go ahead and go to your computer if you want to. And while you're making the move, we're going to show everybody the price again, and I'll talk a little bit about that. And Cindy's going to make her way over to her computer, and we're going to basically show you how the PE Design, you can split the screen. So David, if you can pull that up. So guys, there's the Persona. It's the PRS100, and today it's $49.99. And what a great price this thing is. And let me tell you, it's coming with the free stand. It's coming with the border hoop. So great pricing on that. And again, this is a machine that I have really enjoyed, working with through the years. We used to use this at a lot of our events that we did. And so I've always really liked this machine. And, I tell you, if you're interested in doing a home-based business, what a way to start. This thing now, and Cindy can probably tell you a little bit about how to do that quick, thread change too, like I was talking about. But this machine, it's great for doing hats. Now she's showing you that turkey hoop that you can buy and put on it, you can actually do a huge design. And so that's great. And then that new arm that she's got, we can talk a little bit about that new arm accessory that they have where you can do bags, you can do shirt, sleeves, shoes. There's all kinds of different things that you can do on it. So I think Cindy's back at her computer. So we're going to go to Cindy now, and we're going to show you just a little bit about how that PE Design works in the computer.
Okay. Oh, I'm sharing the wrong screen. Oops. Okay, there we go. Wasn't planning on sharing that screen yet. I had to switch my speaker over to here so I could hear you guys. All right, Blaine. So the hoop itself comes with PE Design 11. And PE Design 11 is Brother's full digitizing program. It expands your capabilities really hugely. It allows me to make bigger designs than what are built into the machine. But if you want to set up that Durkee frame, you touch your hoop settings here and click on it. We're going to choose the PR hoop, and you're going to choose custom size. And the custom size is 7.5 by 14.6. Now, my suggestion to you is to do this in metric because that is much more precise. It's 190 by 370. And you want to make sure your section size for hoop is 190 by 190. Touch OK, and you're ready to design. So for what I just did a minute ago, I typed in Merry Christmas. Control Enter, Christmas. And I entered it, and then I just pulled it out from the corners. And I rotated that guy 90 degrees. And then I put it in the center of my hoop. Control M for middle. And if you want to move some parts up, you can simply select that. Actually, let's just do it over here in our line spacing. We'll change that to like 75%. And then you can do centering if you want to center it. I kind of have mine off center as far as the line of text itself. So then I'm going to select it, Control M for middle. And I just added some decorations to it. So I went over and I imported some snowflakes. And I went into my ScanNCut tab and I said import. And I found a tree somewhere. Here's a snowflake I can use. That's ready to stitch. And I'll just take this and move it up. And the other cool thing, so let's put one on each side of that. I'm going to hold my control key down and duplicate it. And if you don't, since this machine doesn't have decorative fills in it or my design center, you can touch the background fill button. Actually, we want to have nothing selected to do this. Background fill button. Tell it where you want the background fill to go. You can do echo quilting. You can do stippling. You can do decorative fills. You can do crosshatch stripes. I'm going to focus on decorative fills today because that is one of my favorite magic buttons. Select a decorative fill. There are 54 that are built into the software. Once you're done, click OK. Now, I did snowflakes, so if you want to see the one I did right here, this is what I did. That's one I created. So there are 54 built into the software, plus you have the ability to create your own, and that's where I kind of have a blast with it. You can play with it as much as you want. So, in my opinion, any machine you should have software. That's just my personal opinion because it totally expands your capabilities in this world. You don't have to rely on what's built in or what somebody else did. You have the capability of taking designs apart. When you are done with this, you're simply going to go to the Home tab, press Send, send it to your USB media. I don't have a USB stick in right now because it's in my machine, but you would just send a USB media and it will tell you, okay, it's finished. It must be going to do it to my, yeah, it can't. It's trying to save it to my, my dongle, and it will not let me do that. So hold on a second. Let me save it to something here. Let's put a something in. Any questions, Blaine?
I have none so far.
And if you're not using this machine, you're using a Luminaire or a PR1055X, you can send wirelessly to those machines here. It is not recognizing my stick, so we're just not. I didn't actually put in a stick. It's not locking me right now because I did not put a USB stick in. And honestly, I cannot find one here on my desk, Blaine. Other questions?
I don't know, David, is there any questions? If anybody's got any questions out there, now's the time to ask. We've got Cindy, right here with us. Go ahead and ask. Yvette says, do you have to, I can't read what she's saying.
Do you have to have a PE design? PE design is what Brother is supporting with it because that's what they know. That's what we know. That's our software. If you have software that will split a design, then yes, technically you could do that. You'll have to know the steps to do that. Brother support won't be able to walk you through that. So why did I need to split the design, Patty? Well, it has to sew in 2 halves because that is a larger field than the 8x8. It needed to sew a half and then the other half. The software splits it for you and puts in your basting stitch so that you can align it perfectly. So it split it for me automatically. When I saved it out as a file, when I sent it to my USB, it automatically saved it as the split file. I didn't have to worry about it. Setting it up in that custom hoop, that is what splits it for you. Yes, Kim, the software is available for the NQ1600. It is Brother's full digitizing program. It works with every machine that we have, from the 4x4 hoop all the way up to our multi-needle machines. The support.
Oh, great. Well, I'm going to tell everybody, Cindy, thank you so much this morning. We're going to show everybody again exactly how much this price is and what comes with it. And thanks again for dropping by this morning. Always good to have you on the show.
Thanks a lot. Y'all want to see it before you take me off here so they can see what it looks like? Yes,
let's go back and look at it. And while you're going back there, I'm going to tell everybody exactly what the price is again. And so guys, everybody, this thing is $49.99. Hey, it's going to be free shipping right to your door. It comes with a stand and comes with the border frame. Now also, if you're interested in the PE design with that new Durkee hoop, just put that on your Google Sheets. Kyle's going to put the link right in the chat. You can call in. It's $999 as a bundle, but we're making a special price today, but you have to call and get the special price. But that will let you do that big, large area like Cindy was doing. Normally on the machine, it's an 8x8 embroidery field, but what we're doing it with the PE Design 11 and with that big Durkee frame, we're able to do it from 8 by 14, 8 by 14. And so that was what Cindy was kind of demonstrating there. So that makes a big difference that you can do bigger designs with just using a software and that new Durkee frame. So that's why we're telling you a little bit about that today. And we do have the bundle. We have a bundle for that Durkee frame and the PE design. It sells right now on the website for $9.99, but you can get it right now. Call in and we can give you a special price on that as well. So anyway, let's go back. Is that am I watching Cindy's live design that just sold out?
Yes.
Cindy, I can't tell where it stopped and started.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, as long as you take the time to sit there and make sure that your needle is going to drop in that basting stitch, you're golden. And there is a video showing exactly how to do that. Yeah,
that's awesome how that did. And I love how you could, with the PE Design 11, you're able to do all those different, designs in there, like with the stippling and the echo, and just make a really nice, you can make a table runner, you could do towels, you could do so many things with that. That's just really, really awesome.
It truly does expand your capabilities on this machine. And
I don't want to remind everybody one more time before we get off here and go to our next product. It's the PRS100. That's from Brother. Hey, this is a one needle embroidery machine. It's extremely easy to do hats and all kinds of onesies and different things on here. And now with that new Durkee frame that you can combine with the PE Design 11, you can actually do all the way up to an 8 by 14 design. You can do a split design, and it makes it where you can do a bigger design, a lot more capable than the 8 by 8 that comes with it. And so we're super, super excited about that. So don't delay, act today. Give us a call at 1-800-401-8151. You can speak to one of our live chat agents. You can visit our website at SewingMachinesPlus.com and speak to one of our chat agents on there. But to get the great pricing, you have to call in to get all the free items. If you can't get through, don't worry about that. Kyle is putting a link for Google Sheets in the chat. So just look over there and see that link. You can follow that link. You can put your contact information in and fill out that. And what that'll do, that goes directly to our salespeople, and they will give you a call. And you are priority today. So we're going to try to get you called back. So anyway, that was a Persona. And hey, we're going to move on into our next product. Our next product is going to be all about ScanNCut. And guys, we've got 3 different ScanNCuts we're talking about today. We have the SDX 230DX, which is the brand new one that has Disney on it. We also have another Disney ScanNCut. It's the SDX 230D. And then we have the SDX 225F, which is the one it's made just for fabric. And so we have a national educator from Brother today. Is Heather Banks is going to be here and talk to us. And we're going to talk a little bit about all the ScanNCuts. But first, I want to talk a little bit about the pricing. So if we could pull up the pricing, David, on that. The very first one we're going to talk about is the 230D. Now, we have plenty of those in stock right now. We're going to ship them right to your door for free. But this machine is $7.99, and it also comes with the rolling tote bag that comes with it, and it comes with the roll feeder. And what the roll feeder is, if you're into cutting vinyl, you want to be able to keep that vinyl really straight when it's feeding into the machine. We have a roll feeder that's attachment that goes on it that holds your vinyl, that keeps it going straight into the machine. So great price on this. The next one we're going to talk about is the 230DX. It also has Disney. It's $824. It's normally $899. This is a $75 savings on the machine. It also comes with the roll feeder and comes with the rolling tote bag. So great price. And the third one we're going to talk about today is the SDX 225F, and the F is for fabric, and it is $549. There's a $50 savings. It's normally $599, and it comes with a tote bag or a duffel bag. So it comes with a shoulder strap duffel bag that you can store it in and carry it around in. So great specials today on all three ScanNCuts. And we have Heather Banks here, and so let's bring Heather on the show. And this is the first time Heather's been on our show, so we're so excited to have her. And welcome, Heather. How are you?
Hi, Blaine. Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here today.
Well, good. We're excited to have you. And I know you've been busy with Cyber Monday doing quilt festival shows and different things. And we were super busy at Cyber Monday, and we were busy all last week. So this week we're starting out. We're going to have a marathon this week. And are you going to be joining us next Monday as well, or do you know yet?
I will be here as well. Yes, again.
Great. So Heather will be back on Monday, and that's going to be our all-day brother show. So we're going to have a lot of brother products and a lot of brother educators. So Heather, today, we're highlighting these three ScanNCuts, and all three of them are great. And it just kind of depends on what you want. The 230DX and the 230D are so very similar. There's just a few things that make them different than that in the accessories. And then that 225F is for fabric, because it comes with a fabric mat and a fabric blade that comes with it. So, people that are really into quilting and appliques and doing different things, that might be something they want to look at. But today, I think you're going to demo, you have one with you. You have the 230D, right?
That's correct. I have the D.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I would like you to, one of the things, tell me what's your favorite feature that you love about the ScanNCut?
Well, let's see. There's quite a few. I do love the ability to be able to use it for applique. And of course, you're not limited to using it to create appliques with an embroidery machine, whether you simply want to be able to cut out a pattern that you have and be able to cut out the fabric and do your own sewing for the applique. However, I have to say I'm pretty partial to the fact that I can do appliques for my embroidery machine. So I do not have to any longer do the hand trimming that you have to do when you're going around an applique and you're doing creative machine embroidery. And actually, I can show you that right here a little bit. Here I have an embroidery design that came off of a brother machine, and this is an applique. And you can see here, if you are familiar with applique on embroidery machines, that I did the placement stitch. So this is prepared for me to put my fabric down, and then I would have to normally trim around the outside. And something that's larger like this, maybe not such a big deal to trim around, but when you have a snowflake or something really intricate and you're going around the edges, oh my gosh, that can be a lot of work. So here you see on my ScanNCut, I was able to cut that out perfectly. This has some fusible on the back, and I will simply fuse this in the center of my embroidery design and then just do the decorative stitches. This has just shaved off an enormous amount of time on my machine applique embroidery. So if you like it, and like I said, especially the more detailed the design, the better results you get and the faster you can whip through your blocks or your applique. So I have to say that's one of my favorites. All of the machines that you've mentioned today, Blaine, the 225, which does not come with the Disney designs, still has close to 1,300 designs built into it. So just going straight in, you don't even have to buy anything. And it's independent from your computer. So you set up your ScanNCut. It has a color screen, which I'll pull up here and we'll talk about, but it's independent. You don't need a computer, and it's wireless built in. So there's no card, there's no codes. You can set it up. It finds your wireless all on its own. It's kind of smart. And then you can just proceed and use it wirelessly. You can send designs from our Canvas, which is the brother embroidery software for the ScanNCut series, and it's free. You just set up an account and you can use it. There's no additional money for using our software. You can get creative, make your own designs, send them wirelessly. So we have quite a few options. Now, if you're ready for me to do so, Blaine, I'll go ahead and show them some examples.
Yeah, I would love you to show some examples. And you know, one of the things too, you know, if you're into Disney, I mean, oh my gosh, this is a Disney machine. I think the one of them has 152 built-in Disney stitches, and I think that's the D, correct?
Correct.
And then the DX goes even further and has more.
They both have 152 Disney designs plus additional roll feeder designs. And it's kind of a little bit tough to see maybe, but here's one of the Disney roll feeder designs that you can see I cut out in vinyl. And so, oh my gosh, there's so many new Disney roll feeder designs. And I know you mentioned that you are including the roll feeder with the designs. So there's a lot of new. There's Frozen, there's Frozen 1, there's Frozen 2. There's a lot you can do with the Disney machines, whether it's the D or the DX. You're able to import those into the machines and use them. So many Disney options if you are a Disney person. Either way, the DX model is what we're talking about. And it is the model that has the automatic blade sensor technology. So if you're familiar with our old ScanNCuts, you would dial a depth for whatever you were cutting. But this has no dial anymore. The DX machines automatically are able, and it's so tiny I can't even get you to see it, but they have a blade at the end and they automatically dispense the exact amount of blade that you need, whether you're cutting fabric, felt, paper, it doesn't matter. It figures it out all on its own, no math involved on your part. So let me show you a few things, and I'm going to turn on my camera so you can see the machine. Before I do that, what I want to show you that I'm doing is this is an embroidery design. And it has a simple applique in the center, and this is all stitches. So this came out of one of my brother machines. And one of my favorite things about the DX machines, whether it's the Disney or the fabric model, is that you can do a lot with an embroidery file, not just embroidery. So you just saw the embroidery design, but what else can I do with that? So let me flip over to my other camera. And I'm going to very quickly do that so that you can see here is my ScanNCut. Okay, and if I close my drawer, you will see that this is what the D and the DX models look like. That has this really fun Disney characters on the front. So I'll go ahead and open that. Now I have one of the blades in here currently. This comes, the D and DX, excuse me, the D and the 225F come with two blades. They come with a thin cut fabric blade and they come with a standard blade. This, as it sounds in the name, the thin cut fabric blade does cut fabric, and you want to be cutting fabric only, no fusible backing on it. And then the standard blade just cuts everything else. You can cut vinyl, you can cut paper, you can cut fabric with adhesive on it. We try to keep this really easy. The DX now includes a new blade, and it actually looks just like these, but it has a blue top, and I just don't happen to have one. This is so popular that I couldn't get one to show you. They're just selling out like crazy, but it would come with a third blade, and that is for cutting intricate vinyl designs. I'm going to go ahead and move you a little closer so you can see this really well, I hope. So you can see here that I have the 230D. I have inserted a USB into the side of the machine because I want to pull up that embroidery file that I just showed you and show you some of the other things you can do with it. So let me see. here we go. I'm going to, this is just my home screen, and I'm going to, oops, it's been on a while, so went to save mode. Okay, I'm going to push retrieve data. And then I'm going to push the USB file. Perfect. All right, I saved this from my embroidery machine, which means it's in the B pocket. And here's the tie, actually, you can see right there. Now, I'd like to say, in case this is in any way somewhat confusing, your embroidery or your ScanNCut will read brother embroidery files. And anyone familiar with those know that that is a PES file. But it will also read files that come from the Luminaire, the Stellaire, the Dream Machine, and those have their own unique files. So I saved these designs from my Luminaire, from my Stellaire. So they are a PHC. If I had saved this from my Luminaire, it would be a PHX. So there's something I saved from my Luminaire, and it's a PHX. Let me go to the bottom, show you what we're looking for. So here's my embroidery design. I didn't do anything to my embroidery design. I brought it straight over just the way it was. I didn't have to modify it, take it into software, nothing. And you can see there that this is actually the stitch lines that I showed you on my stitch out. So the ScanNCut can read this. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, I get why you would want to bring this up for the applique part, correct? Because, hey, I want to cut the fabric with my ScanNCut. But why would I want to be able to do anything with the rest of the file? So if I go here to this button, this is the applique button or the applique key, and you can see the outline of the applique automatically ready for me to cut. Easy peasy, could go right to that. But what might I want to do with the other button, this one right here that looks like a flower? So that is the stitch line detection mode. And that mode will actually let us read, it will let us draw, it will let us emboss, it will let us foil. So if you have a favorite embroidery design that you would like to do something else with, let me show you what that looks like. First, let's push the button. And so I could certainly change the size. I'm not stuck with the size that it originally came with. And just as a side note, this little percentage that you see there, that is new in the 225F and DX. And that lets me change things by percentage. So maybe I want something that's 120% bigger. I can do that now and switch back, and I see what my new size is. So let me say, okay. And then you have choices. This is the inside of the design, the outside, but I actually want the stitches themselves. So I'm going to set, and this is now taking it onto my screen. All right, I'm ready to do something, and all I have to do is go to the final screen and choose draw, emboss, or foil. And then there's 2 steps to foiling, which is what you see here. And I'd like to show you exactly what that looks like in case you are curious. So I'm going to back up my camera just a tad bit so you can see. Here is an example of that exact design I just showed you where I had stitched it out, but I have foiled it. Trying to make sure it's in. So this is an example of gold foiling of the embroidery design. Here is an example of it in the silver foil. If I kind of give you an angle, you can see that it's foiled and metal. So again, this is just my embroidery design, but foiled. Here it is drawn out. So this is just a marker that I use to draw out the embroidery design. I love the detail. And then you can even emboss in metal. So here is an example of me embossing that design, and you can see the extreme detail you get in this metal. And so, I mean, you get so many options of things that you can do with just that one button that took it all from just this original embroidery design. That's all that was. And then we had so many options now with the DX machine. So let me... Blaine, are there any questions, or can I answer anything yet?
Well, we're looking, see if they are, Heather, and I'll let you know if we get any questions up, or we'll just pop them up on the screen. So if you're watching, so Hey, that was a great explanation, and I love the samples that you were showing. And hey, I wanted one thing that if you could kind of explain to everybody, because in there it says that there's like 25 roll feeder designs, and sometimes people don't really know what that means. If you could explain what the roll feeder designs are, because the length of them, and kind of explain that to everybody.
Sure. So we have a roll feeder. I don't have it set up directly right here. It's an additional piece that just sits right in front of your ScanNCut. And then you can place a 6-foot roll of vinyl. Now you would want to use an adhesive vinyl. So when I showed you this design before, this is almost like, I think the best way to describe this is like a sticker. So if you're thinking sticker with paper on the back and it's adhesive on the back side of the vinyl, it comes in every color under the rainbow, and Brother has a lot of them. So you could do glitter, you could do a solid color. You place that roll of vinyl directly on the roll feeder, and it's matless. It feeds directly into your machine, and then it cuts it out automatically. You can size the roll feeder design. So if you have it doesn't matter if it's Disney or not, you can size it up, down, make it bigger, and then you're still going to do the weeding process that if you're familiar with working with vinyl, you would do. So you would peel off around the edges and you would weed it, and then use a piece of transfer tape to transfer that to whatever surface you're using. I think they're fantastic for walls. I mean, they're great for kids' rooms, bathrooms, anything you want to theme in, because we have plenty of other roll feeder designs that aren't just Disney. So you can certainly see that there would be a lot, when you look at our roll feeder designs, whether they're Disney or not, there's a lot of places for them. One of the things I think is fabulous that I'm planning on doing it with is old windows, that you can buy with the sashing. So you can put a roll feeder design on there, and then it's decor you can take up and down, and you don't have to leave up necessarily on a wall. So these designs, like I said, up to 6 feet of a roll of vinyl, and Brother sells those, slip right in front of your machine and cut without a mat. So, and these also use the half cut setting. So I hadn't mentioned that yet, but this does lead me into it. So thank you for asking that there is a half cut setting on the DX ScanNCut. So whether you get the 225F or you go with a Disney model, you can now set it with a half cut. So remember, we were talking about there's no more dialing down how deep you need to go. So sometimes you need a kiss cut, or you need to get just through the vinyl and not through the paper. Well, the ScanNCut DX can measure the thickness of what you're cutting, of the vinyl you're cutting, and it will determine how far down it needs to cut. So I can certainly show you that button. Give me 1 second, because it's actually really easy to find. If I go back to the ScanNCut, so I'm going to move you back in really quick, because I think it's such a feature that if you're using vinyl at all, that this feature was one of the real big wow ones. So let me go back to the home screen and excuse me, let's pull up a design. Now this machine does include 140 quilt designs. So if you're a quilter, you can definitely be cutting quilt designs. But here's some of our very intricate ones. The ScanNCut DX, the new version, comes with the vinyl blade that I mentioned, and it is specially designed. If you're on the fence, should I go with the DX? The DX has that specially designed vinyl blade that cuts super intricate designs. So let's say we pull this one up, and I say, okay, great, I'm ready to cut, but this is going to be on vinyl, and I don't want to cut all the way through to the other side. So what do I do to get that half cut Heather was talking about? So if you go right here to this wrench, and you push the wrench, and you come down one box or one screen, it says half cut, on, off. Turn it on, say okay, and over here you'll see the half cut will be on. I don't have a mat in, which is why it's not registering, but that's it. That's your half cut. There's no more dialing. There's no more needing to figure that out. And that works with all 3 versions of the of the DX machines that you see here today. Let's see. I didn't know if I was anything I needed to make more clear. Oh, Sewing Machines Plus. Thank you for mentioning, because this is such an amazing other feature. And I'm going to pull it up so you can see me. But we have the playbook, and excuse me. I just saw them mention it has to be purchased in one of the retail stores. So if you do a search online, you won't find it on Amazon or anything. You got to go to Sewing Machines Plus. And Cindy, who was just on, is the one who wrote it because she knows so much about the ScanNCut. And I got to tell you, this is huge. This book is huge. And as I flip through it, and you can kind of see the detail of the each cut and the page, you get so much information. And frequently we hear people say, oh, I wish we could take you home with us. We could, get all our questions answered. This is it. She included stuff I hadn't even thought of that's in here. So if there's buttons you don't know how to use, if you come across a button and you're like, I don't know, they've never explained that button, or we don't have a class, this is absolutely the key. I love it, and I think it's amazing. And it also comes with videos, which I know Cindy was talking about the other day, but if you open this guy up and put it in the side of your computer, you can watch videos. So, oh my gosh, fantastic. Can't find that online. You got to go to Sewing Machines Plus, and I 100% think it's amazing and really worth it. So, oh my gosh.
Heather, that was such good information. Oh my gosh. Well, anyway, hey, we're winding down our 30 minutes, and I want to, before everybody gets off here, I want to go through the pricing. But thank you so much for coming on today, and I guess we'll see you again next Monday.
I'll be back. Thanks, Blaine.
All righty. So, David, if we could, let's remind everybody of the ones we have on sale. Hey, we got 3 different models, guys, that we got on sale today. We got some great pricing on them. The very first one is the 230D. It's the SDX 230D. This thing is $7.99. It actually comes with the free rolling tote bag and the roll feeder. And this is the D model. And hey, this thing has 132 built-in Disney designs, has 1,435 built-in designs total, 140 quilt patterns, 17 lettering fonts, and 20 bonus Disney designs available. I think you have to go through that embroidery to get them. And then you can cut pretty much anything up to 3 millimeters thick. So this thing is pretty awesome, all the different things that you can do to it. And so one of the things that I always tell people too, I love vinyl, and I cut vinyl all the time. And if you like to do vinyl graphics, this thing is incredible to use for vinyl graphics. You can do, you can scan things in and just cut them right out, or you can pull in, graphic files and cut them, or just make your own. There's a lot of fonts and things built in that you can do your own graphics. And if you want to, I've got graphics on everything now. So I fly radio control airplanes as a hobby. And so we put graphics all on our planes to kind of doll them up a little bit. And so I'm always using the ScanNCut to do that. So it's pretty awesome about it. So David, we could pull that other image up, and we're going to talk about the 230DX, which is the newest one that just came out. And it's also got a great price on it. It's normally $8.99. Right now, we're saving $75, so you can get it for $8.24, which I know $8.24 is an odd number, but if you subtract $75 away from $8.99, that's what you're getting. You're getting the free rolling tote bag with it. You're also getting the roll feeder. And this thing, again, it's got the auto blade holder. It's got the standard tack adhesive mat that comes in it. It's got the cardstock pin holder. It's got so many things that comes with the spatula. I think it comes with the accessory bag, and it has 152 built-in Disney designs, 25 that go with the roll feeder. So that means you can do Disney designs that are 6 feet long if you wanted to decorate a child's room with it. It's really cool. The Disney vinyl auto blade kit. It's got the universal pin holder. It comes in it. It comes with a rhinestone trial kit. It's got the thin fabric auto blade and holder that comes with it, a color pin set. It goes on and on and on, all the different things that you get with it. And so great price, guys. It's $8.24. You get the free items. It's going to be free shipping right to your door. And we have them standing by waiting on your order. And David, we could go to the overlay with the 225, and we can show that. And the 225 is our other one. And basically, we call the 225, it's the SDX 225F. It is $549. You can save $50 on that today. It's normally $599, and you're getting a free duffel bag. So the duffel bag is a carrying case for your ScanNCut. It's a little different than the rolling tote. It's not going to be a roller. It's going to be a shoulder strapped duffel bag that you're going to use. And again, hey, this thing is a great ScanNCut. So, you know, if we have you know, the price ranges are great. So we have the one at, you know, $824. We have the one at $799, and now we have this one at $549. And you get the thin fabric blade that comes with it, the standard tack mat. You get the fabric mat, and just a ton of accessories that come with that as well. So what a great price to have. And you know, for today, can't stress enough to you. You know, if you're interested in a ScanNCut, don't delay the purchase. Get on it today. There's 3 ways to order. You can actually call 1-800-401-8151. You can visit our website at SewingMachinesPlus.com and speak to one of our live chat agents. Or Kyle's actually putting in the comments section, he's putting a link to our Google Sheets. You just go to that Google Sheet, fill it out, and what you're interested in. If you can't get through to the 800 number, because we're really busy right now during the holidays, but y'all are priority. We've told the call center that if they get a Google Sheets, your priority today. But what happens, that automatically goes into the call center to the operators, and that pops up on their screen, and they can actually call you from that Google Sheet. So make sure if you're wanting one of these todays, to don't delay, get on it and try to. So guys, we have, we're going to move on. We got some really cool things that we're going to do, and to move on. And y'all, we told you at 12 noon, and it is 12 noon. We have Handi Quilter going to be here today, and we're going to talk about 2 products with Handi Quilter. And again, one of them is the Sweet 16 with the Insight table. The Insight table is a brand new table that comes that's going to put stitch regulation right in the table. And this is a brand new product for them, and it works on any existing Sweet 16, or you can, you know, buy the whole package together. Today, you can buy the package together for $49.99, free shipping right to your door. And that is it, what you're seeing right there. And I'll tell you a little bit about the Sweet 16 if you don't know a lot about it. This thing is a great, great, great machine, and we sell a ton of these. We are actually Handi Quilter's #1 dealer in the nation, and we have experts that are standing by. If you have any questions, you can call one of our salespeople. They are really knowledgeable about long arms and quilting machines. All of our service techs are certified, and they can actually walk you through things on the phone as well. But the Sweet 16, you know, it's got the easy set tension, and with it, it's got the interchangeable Handi feet, low bobbin estimator and alarm, 4 basting stitches options for that. It's got the quilting alarm and timer. You can set the languages. Actually, you can set the languages in 4 languages, if y'all didn't know that: English, French, Spanish, or German. And then the HQ Insight table. You know, it's got the upgraded stitch regulator, on your HQ Sweet 16 by adding the HQ Insight table. So you're basically going to upgrade that, and that is a great thing. So it's going to upgrade that built-in regulator by just using the Insight table. And so, you know, one of the things, and I also mentioned that, you know, you might have to, if you wanted to put it on an existing Sweet 16, one of the older ones, you might have to upgrade, you know, to make that work, to be compatible. I think that you have to I don't know what, I think you have to upgrade the machine. So you have to upgrade that machine if it's an older Sweet 16 to make it work, but it will fit on there. And Dave, we could pull the Amara up. Our second product we're going to talk about today with the educators are going to be it's the Handi Quilter Amara. It's a 20-inch machine, and you see it right there in front of you. Hey guys, this thing is normally $11,295, and it is on sale right now with us exclusively for $999. Today and today only. You get your choice of a 10-foot or 12-foot studio frame with it. The Amara has a 20-inch throat space, has LED lighting that makes it bright. It's got a 7-inch color touch screen on it. The Pro Stitcher, you can add the Pro Stitcher and use your tablet for the display as well. So you can put robotics on this and make it completely robotic. So that is a great option. Quilt Master front handlebars independently adjust with, you know, ergonomically correct handles so you can get it to make it fit just for you where your comfort level is. The stitching speeds are up to 2,500 stitches per minute. Consistent switch quality from 4 to 24 stitches per inch. 2 modes of stitch regulation, precise and cruise. And then it has 5 convenient built-in tie-off stitches. High-speed rotary hook with large capacity. M-class bobbins in this thing. The manual mode, there's 3 customization that you can do on their preset speeds. The Pro Stitcher ready, so basically you can put robotics right on this thing. All the necessary cabling's all installed inside, and it's Handi feet compatible, and it includes a ruler foot and an open-toed foot. And so there's so many things that come with this. It even has the thread break sensor and alarm, and so needle stop up and down, 5 basting stitches, and there, the list goes on and on and on this thing. But again, guys, it's $9.99 today. We have financing available if you need financing. 3 ways to order this. You can call 1-800-401-8151 and speak right to one of our live chat agents. If you can't get through the phones, you can go over there in the comments on the right side of your screen, and Kyle's going to put a link to our Google Sheets. You can fill that Google Sheets out and what you're interested in, and it goes right into the call center. You are priority today, and they can call you back as soon as they get off the phones, and they can answer any questions you have or take an order. You can also speak to one of our live chat agents. It's on our website. And then, so that's the ways you can order, the 3 ways we will get to you. And this thing is probably one of the lowest prices we've had in quite some time on the Amara. So it's a great, great machine. We're super excited to have both products today. And guess what? We're also excited. We have Kelly Austin from Handi Quilter, the national educator over there. And we want to bring Kelly in, and I think they're going to show some demos and show us a little bit about those machines and answer any questions that y'all may have. If you have some questions, chime in, and you're going to be entered to win some prizes we're going to give away as well. So, hey, Leslie, glad you're here today. And she's saying amazing quilting machine. Hey, we know, we love Handi Quilter. And, like I said, we're the #1 Handi Quilter dealer in the nation, and we sell a ton of these things. So we're pretty excited to have Kelly here with us today. So Kelly, come on the show. First time having Kelly on our show. And hey, Kelly, how are you doing?
I'm Blaine. We're great. Thanks for having us. So I'm just going to say hi, and you've been doing your background on that Amara. That was pretty impressive. So,
well, everybody we have working for us knows all about the Amara and actually all the Handi Quilters because we sell so many of them. They are talking on the phones every day about it. And then our service techs, they answer questions when people have, set up robotics or whatever. They are setting up their frames even. We have a lot of people calling in and asking questions. So our whole crew is extremely knowledgeable about long arms and especially the Handi Quilters. So I would love for you to, first up, are we going to start with the Sweet 16 or do you want to start with the Amara?
We're going to start with Sweet 16, but I'm going to introduce you to a couple of my studio educators that are going to do some fun demonstrations for you today. So I'm going to flip this camera around. I'm a little slow. So here we have Christina Whitney. She's going to do a demonstration for us on the Sweet 16 with the Insight table. And then we'll move over to, I'm trying to move slow, Johnny Barfus. And he's going to do a demonstration for us on the Amara with the Pro Stitcher. Yep. So we'll get started with the Sweet right down here.
Okay, so this is our Sweet 16. It's a stationary machine. And we just heard a little bit about it. But I wanted to point out a couple of things on this. If you can look here, we've got these 2 little black squares, rectangles.
Get closer.
Those are our sensors for our stitch regulation. So those feel the fabric moving back and forth so that we get the consistent stitches. So let's show you how that works. And we've got Johnny yelling at me in the background. What's that you're saying, Johnny?
You just need to speak really loud.
Oh, I need to speak really loud. Okay. Okay, so I just have some fabric loaded on here. I'm going to bring up my bobbin thread. And I'm actually going to put this in manual mode. And manual mode is what our older Sweet 16s have. And as I stitch, it's going to move at a certain speed. So you notice my stitches when I move the machine really fast, my stitches got really big. Kelly, these are what you call toe catchers?
Yes.
But when I was moving the machine slowly, I had little tiny stitches because the machine is just moving at a consistent speed rather than a consistent distance. So let's go ahead and we're going to change it to our regulated mode. And just want to let people know that with the Sweet 16, you can upgrade to this insight table, but you need to make sure that your machine is new enough that it has the capability. So if it's true stitch ready, then you can use this insight table. If it's not, then you might need to get some upgrades onto your machine. Okay, so we're in regulated mode now on cruise, and I'm pushing down and it's consistently moving, but as I stitch, the faster I move the fabric, the faster the needle's going to go up and down, so it can keep the consistent stitch length. If I just keep the fabric in place like I am right now, it's not going to do anything. But as I'm moving it, you can see how it keeps that stitch length there. And I've got this set at 12 stitches per inch right now. And you can adjust the cruise speed, so how fast that needle is going to go up and down. So
Okay.
that's a,
I'm just going to say one more time because it's hard to see on the camera.
okay.
But when you're using stitch regulation, your stitches are all the same length. And why is that? Because the machine picks up on the change in you moving your hands faster or slower. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So no matter how fast I'm moving that fabric, the machines, those little insight sensors, are going to pick up on the speed that the fabric's moving and keep those stitches the same length. Okay, so those are some great features with this table.
We have a comment from Denise, says she loves the regulated mode. We love it too, Denise.
It's all I use. So I'm loving this. Kelly, I didn't mention this to you earlier, but I'm going to have you actually turn around and we're going to show this table here. This insight table is actually lifted up higher. So
so
that's
let me
one of
get
the
you
nice
in the picture.
features. So I'm standing up at this one. So you can stand up or you can sit down, and they're adjustable pretty easily. I lifted this one up by myself. Johnny was going to help me, but I didn't. I used my muscles. And some other optional add-ons. We have the extensions, and you can put one on either side, which is really nice when you're working on big quilts so it's not hanging over and falling off the edges. Another feature is our drawer that goes right in here so you can store stuff. We've got machiners in there, extra bobbins, rulers.
And that's an add-on as well, right?
It is
Something
an
you can
add-on
add.
as well. Yep.
Okay.
And one other add-on that I want to point out that we've got on this particular table, if you look down here, we've got casters.
Okay, I'm going to get down there.
I'm making Kelly work.
Well, it's hard to see, but there's wheels.
Yep, so you can move it around. So say you have a closet or something that you want to keep your machine in and you want to pull it out to stitch on. If you've got those casters on there, they're called the mini casters. You can move the machine easily so that you can move it around. That
Okay.
works, huh?
Awesome.
Okay,
Show us the fun project you've got for
Okay.
us today.
let's look at our fun project. Well, it's almost Christmas time. So we were working on some homemade stuff here in the studio. And I had some ornaments here. And these were super easy to make. And so I'm going to show you how to do them on the stationary machine. And you can do them on the frame mounted machines as well. So I'm going to do this size just to keep it easy because you could do these with charm packs. So let's pull out our first thing that we need is our batting. And then you're going to need 5 squares that are all the same size. Okay. You're going to put the square right side up on top of the batting. Oh, Kelly, let me show them these real quick.
Okay.
So you can see the difference. Whoops, as I throw it around. This one's made with squares, and this one's made with triangles. I'm going to show you both of those, but for the first one I'm going to do is, we'll do the squares. Okay. So one square is right side up. The 4 remaining squares, we're going to fold in half and press them. And I did 2 of each print. So I'm going to lay down using my raw edge. I'm going to lay it down on the raw edge of that backing. Okay. Then I'm going to actually take my little hanger and I'm going to slip it under there. And I'm going to have it stick out just a little bit so I make sure I catch it in there. Okay, so 1 down. Again, raw edge to raw edge. Put my second one down. 3rd one down. And then for the 4th one, I've got to lift up this first one and I'm going to slide it underneath. Okay. Now I am going to bring it over to my machine. Try to keep my hand out of the way. Bring up my bobbin thread. And I'm going to do about 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. Okay. And I'm going to use a ruler just to help me keep my line straight, because I don't know about you guys, but I really have a hard time going in straight lines.
Show us what you have on the ruler to keep it stuck to the fabric.
Okay, so I've got Handi grip. It's like sandpaper kind of, and when it's down on the fabric, it just holds that ruler in place so that it kind of helps me move the fabric with the ruler. So I'm gonna set that right there. And then just stitch along the edge of the ruler. You have to be kind of careful when you get to the parts that overlap. And I use my hopping foot kind of as a guideline. I'm going to move the ruler behind. The ruler's also helping hold that fabric in place as I'm stitching, so it makes it a little bit easier there. And now I'm going to go side to side. Again, I'm going to be really careful. Get that part on. Okay, 2 more sides to go. Kelly, any questions yet?
Nope, you're explaining very well.
My pedal ran away from me. I can't reach it anymore. Told Johnny earlier today I need to be a foot taller so I can reach everything. So some people that are going from just the manual to the regulated have a hard time getting going. So like, I'm like, why is it not stitching very much? But I have to actually move that fabric to get the machine moving. We'll just do a slow stitch until I move the fabric.
So I have a question.
Yes.
What's the learning curve like on the Sweet 16 for a long arm newbie?
The learning curve. It's very similar to quilting on a domestic machine, where you're actually moving the fabric versus one of our frame mounted machines where you're moving the machine. So if you've been doing domestic long arm quilting, you're going to love this. You've got all of this space. You're not trying to shove everything through the throat space of your domestic machine.
Got 16 inches of throat space right there on the Sweet.
Yes.
Thank you.
If you haven't been quilting at all, of course, there's going to be a learning curve, but that would be with any kind of machine that you get. So does that help answer that question?
Yeah, anything you want to be good at just takes some time and effort into using the product.
And you definitely want to play with these. Don't get a brand new machine and expect it to be perfect. You have to take the time and play with it and get used to it and get familiar. Okay, one more side. Okay, oops.
I'll say why she's stitching that if you've, like she said, if you've used a domestic machine to do some free motion quilting, it's really just a super easy transformation. If you've never done any free motion quilting, it's just practicing at the machine. 15 minutes every day, you'll master this.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the piano, right?
That's right.
Or anything in life. Okay, before I cut that out and show you how to do the finished, I'm just gonna show how to assemble the triangle version. So it would be the same thing. Your batting,
Missed a question.
then your backing is right side up. I'm gonna do the white first. Put your little tie in there. And then you're gonna do the corner to corner with raw edges. And I want to mention that you can do this with any size that you want. It doesn't have to be 5-inch. That's just what I did because that's what the charm packs are. And it was convenient. But use up those Christmas scraps. We're going to stick that one under there.
Okay, while Christina stitches this one out, I think we're going to go over and see what Johnny's doing on the frame mounted machine.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Will it be too loud?
No,
No.
it's fine. Okay, so we're going to show you how to make this pillow all on the long arm. I made this last year using the Pro Stitcher, and I wanted to make a matching one, honestly. So Christina happened to have the fabric from last year, so we're making a matching one to this pillow. So we have a set here in the studio. This is reverse applique. What I've done here is taken this fabric first, layered it on top of the dark green, and then stitched out this design. This is a Christmas tree from Nancy Hackey, Wasatch Designs. And I just stitched that out and then went back, cut out the piece to make it reverse applique. So cut out that one layer to show the green backing. And then I just stitched over the top in this silver fabric. Can you see that okay? That's showing up all right?
Yep.
Okay.
So I can do a little close up on the stitching.
The silver stitching,
Yeah.
I think it's so cute.
Yeah, very cute.
Okay, so let's show what's on the frame.
Yeah.
Hey, Kelly. Hey, could you turn your camera, your phone or your camera 90 degrees so it makes it a wide angle so we can see a little bit
hold on one
more
second.
on the long arm?
Hold on.
There you go.
We
Well,
have
you
a
had
handy
it.
little gadget holding the phone to keep it steady, but it doesn't want to switch.
I think that's, no, hold on. Sorry.
Close your eyes for a minute.
Yeah. Close your eyes.
All right. So while we're trying to get the camera repositioned, we'll go right back to them. But we're trying to get the camera turned a little bit so you can see a little bit more of the long arm. It was cutting the picture down. So anyway, we're going to do that. I hope, again, I'm going to remind everybody, guys, we have a great price on the Amara 20-inch. It's $99.99. Great price. Excuse me. Great price.
Well, maybe I'll just
It's a
hold like this.
20-inch long arm. It comes with your choice of 10 or 12 foot studio frame, and it's for $9.99. Great price, guys. If you've been in a market for a long arm, this is the perfect one to get. And I've used this machine. It is really smooth, and I know that we've talked a little bit about all the things it does. The other machine that we have today that they just demonstrated for us was the Sweet 16. It comes with the Insight table, and the Insight table has the new stitch regulation built into it, and it really works great. The price on that is $49.99. That is normally $64.99, and with that new table, and we've got it for $49.99. That's a Sewing Machines Plus exclusive price. The only price you're going to get that like in the country right now is with us. And so there's 3 ways to order. You can call 1-800-401-8151. You can visit our website at SewingMachinesPlus.com and speak to one of our live chat agents. And if you can't get through to chat or the phone, you can go into the chat, or if you look over to the right where everybody's chatting, Kyle's going to put a link in there to our Google Sheets. You just go in and put your name and phone number and the product that you're looking at, and Kyle's going to get it. Goes right over to the live chat or the call center, and they see the Google Sheets. And then y'all are a priority today. They're going to make a phone call and get to you and answer any questions or take your order. So I think we've got Kelly's got the camera turned where we can get a little bit bigger view, and we're going to go right back to Utah to Handi Quilter and let's see that Amara. Hey, Johnny, it's all back to you now. I think they're on mute.
Is it muted?
Can you hear me now?
We got you.
Oh,
All right.
All right.
We
Here's
got
that
you now.
beautiful Mara. So as you can see, I've already stitched one out on this pillow here. This top right here. This is just 2 layers of fabric on batting and a backing. You don't need to worry about the backing because it's not going to be seen. So you can just use muslin. I just used the scrap that we had here. And this one I've got layered up. I'm going to stitch it out on my Pro Stitcher. So again, this is a design that I purchased from Nancy Haggy on Wasatch Designs. She has a ton of beautiful Christmas trees. Is there a question?
Show me one more time the fabrics that you've got.
Okay, let's look at the fabric. Oh, I should have had one kind of ready, but
It's okay.
I just have 2 layers of fabric.
Backing.
I have a backing, a batting, and then 2 layers of fabric. So, and underneath what I want to show through, and then my white over the top of what I am going to cut out. So this is the top layer. This is the bottom layer. So similar to this.
So this is cut out underneath. So that's the bottom layer of fabric and then the top layer of fabric.
Okay, so I actually have 3 fabrics.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, this bottom layer is just the backing, but it's going to be inside a pillow. So you don't need to worry it won't ever be seen. You can use whatever, right? I'm ready to stitch this out. I set it to, it's going to be just kind of in the center of this square here. And you can watch that stitch.
I'm going to see the design on the screen.
Yeah, just follow that.
Okay.
If you want.
No hands.
So Johnny, while that's stitching out,
Oh,
fudge.
let's try some fudge that Christina made. And she's going to give you the recipe later.
So we were told that you wanted a Christmas recipe, so I made my grandma's homemade fudge. Some of it has crushed up candy canes on top. And we are just going to enjoy that while Johnny's machine is stitching out.
It's really good. My design's almost done now.
Oh, we're gonna eat that.
So you can see that design. I chose this one because of all those bubbles. You want to pick something that you can have something to cut out, right? Let's see. We'll cut that. So I'm just going to show you how I cut that out now.
Well,
What?
maybe I'll go back to Christina while
Yeah,
you
do
get that
wanna
ready
go
to
back?
cut.
I was going to
Yep.
just, well, I'm just going to show you right here.
Okay.
Started.
So this is just one circle. I'm just going to start it. I'm just going to give it a little prick with my Ginger snips there. How would you start it?
I just cut a hole in the top fabric, but be very careful that it's only the top fabric.
Yeah, you don't want to be cutting the bottom fabric. And then I got these little, what are they called? For, well, they're like flat for applique scissors, I think. So I'm going to cut these out. So go over to Christina, I'll be cutting.
Okay.
And I'll be cutting also. Okay, I'm just gonna cut off this excess batting. And I'm also going to trim the corners. And then this is the fun part. We're gonna open up this hole here and flip it right side out. Poke out your corners. Johnny, that fudge was really good.
It was really good. Thank you. I always
still
love Grandma's
finishing.
fudge.
Yes, fudge is always a good thing, especially at Christmas time. Okay, so I popped out all of 4 corners and I've got my hanger on the outside now. And you could take a really cute Christmas button, maybe like a little Christmas tree or something. And you can apply a button on there if you want, or you could just leave it open. and that is the square version.
So let's just remind them that the batting was on the bottom. We're used to having the bottom fabric, the batting in the middle, but the batting is on the bottom with this project.
Yes. So if I were doing this on the long arm, the frame mounted long arm, I would have just like a backing fabric that's, I don't really care about too much. And then I would put the batting on top and then the actual backing fabric for the ornament. And then that way it's stable as I'm doing the quilting. The nice thing about this is that you can do a lot of these in a row, and you can have your grandkids or somebody come over and they can each put one on, stitch around it, and then they've all got their ornaments done. So here's the triangle one, same thing. You're just gonna pop those corners out. So the batting is now on the inside. Just smooth it out a little bit. And there's our two super cute, super quick ornaments.
Awesome. Thanks, Christina.
You're welcome.
Let's check on Johnny.
Oh, like, keep going, Christina.
Keep going.
No, I'm good.
Song and dance. Let's do
Song. Okay, now we're going to have a Christmas Carol sing along, and Kelly will start. Kelly, what song are we going to sing?
We are not singing.
Kelly says we are not singing. You guys, Christina and I kind of like to have fun here. Maybe a little too much fun in some people's eyes, but I don't know if you can have too much fun. So as you can see, this is just the quick, I hurried and cut these out. So I started with this one. I should have done a bigger one. So you can see my background fabric beneath there.
And probably if you took it off the frame, you would be able to cut it a little bit easier.
It'd be easier to cut off the frame, but like I said, I do this all on the frame. So I'm just going to show you quickly how I would finish. Is it okay if I show that really quick?
Yes, because you're making a pillow, right?
Yes, I'm making a pillow. I'm just using that super easy, like, flap, what's it called? Flap envelope style. I'm not putting a zipper because I don't know how to sew zippers. But I really like projects I can do all on my long arm. So you can see this one here. Just do the flappy flap envelope style. I like this one because I can just get I can buy 4 fat quarters and make a pillow. So there's 18 by 18 when I finish. So I'm gonna lay this, I've pressed, kind of gave it a little press. I'm gonna lay it right sides together, like that. Maybe I should have done it this way, oops.
Just turn it this way.
Well, it's still about the same size. I cut it
is
down a little bit. Yeah, it's fine. So it's about 18 by 18. And I can lay this one down first.
So all the raw edges are together. This folded one is not on an edge.
Right.
Okay.
So I have a raw edge here, and I can just kind of center that there. I can put this one down. This is going to be the bottom of the pillow on the backing, right? And then I'm going to stitch that one down in a second. I can come over here. I can do it with my Pro Stitcher. I can just do it with my Pro Stitcher has channel locks on it. So I can start over here.
What does a channel lock do for you?
Channel locks hold it in place in a straight line. So we have a couple different versions of channel locks that go with our machines. The Pro Stitcher has it built in. So we'll hold it either on an X axis or a Y axis, we call it. So basically a vertical line or a horizontal line. I just want to stitch a straight vertical line. So I'm going to do lock on my vertical, and I can just stitch straight up. About the very top there, I can go. I'm going to switch to horizontal.
What's that foot that you have on there, Johnny?
This is the glide foot. The glide foot is a kind of a bowl shape, and it helps to just run over. It can kind of move over anything that I have stitched out. So if I'm doing an edge-to-edge quilting or really like a lot of piecing, sometimes heavy piecing, it'll just glide right over the top of it. So we call it the glide foot. And then I'm going to switch back to the vertical channel lock, come down. I think you get the idea. And then from there, I can finish up, cut it off the frame, turn it inside out, and I have, voila, that reverse applique pillow. Do you want me to show you the other one I did last year quickly?
Yes.
With Pro Stitcher? So this is another one that I did last year. I did one of those same kind of Christmas trees. This one I stitched out, I did white fabric, and I did some quilting over just an all over quilting. So you can see that little snowflake design.
Mm-hmm.
So I did an all over design first, and then I went back with this red thread, and I actually did double the red thread. So I did 2 strands of red thread in the machine. You can do double strands of thread in our machines, no problem. Just pull 2 threads through the needle. And I did a Pro Stitcher design with this, so I ran that little red, Christmas tree with the red thread, and kind of made it like a cute red work, I think. I really like the way this turned out. Some people ask, can I do the stitching first? Yeah, you can do the red work first, then stitch over the top. You can do the all over quilting first, and then red work over the top. It doesn't really matter. So I love that. And I do the same thing with that one, just a reverse, just a quick pillow flip. And I actually did take this off the machine and did top stitching all around on the edges, just to give it a more finished, polished look, if you will.
Awesome. Awesome.
And Christina wanted to show Christina's as well.
Oh,
okay.
I'm just gonna come over here. So this one, I actually put a cording inside before, when I put the envelope on. So when I turned it inside out, it had the little finished edge there.
Oh.
And that's reverse applique as well.
And this is reverse applique. So this one, just to clarify, this is not the reverse applique that we were just showing, but the
This
others
is just
are.
stitching.
So for me, Johnny, I know you like Hallmark movies
I do.
at Christmas time.
I do.
So this is a great project because you can just put the envelope on. You don't need to
Yeah.
cut it out on the frame.
Right.
But you have the envelope on and then turn it right side out. And then you can sit down on the couch wrapped up in a flannel quilt
That you made.
and watch your movies and stuff and
Yeah.
do the cutting out.
Yeah. And you could do a better job than I did. I was doing quickly to get it to show you.
Yeah, and we don't shake it all when we're doing live filming.
Not
right?
as much.
Not at all.
So can you tell me just a little bit about the Pro Stitcher, Johnny? What's the Pro Stitcher?
More about the Pro Stitcher. So I heard Blaine mention the robotic system. So Pro Stitcher adds robotics to our machines.
Computerized.
Yes, it's computerized quilting or a robotic system. And you can add it to all of our machines except for the Sweet 16. So, and then the Moxie, the new Moxie. We don't have Pro Stitcher for the new Moxie either. So any of our machines you can add Pro Stitcher to. You can usually add it to an existing frame. I would say some of the machines that come on the little foot frame, you might want to go to a bigger frame to add the Pro Stitcher. What it is, it comes with a tablet, and then it comes with it. You get a new carriage as well that has robotics or motors in the carriage. One that's on an X-axis and one that's on a Y-axis. It's basically like adding an Etch-a-Sketch to your machine. We actually had one of our in our technical department downstairs. He hooked up the motors to an Etch-a-Sketch, and actually the Etch-a-Sketch drew a dinosaur using the motors from our machine and the program. So that was pretty awesome. It's just basically adding Etch-a-Sketch to your quilting machine. So I love it because I can change the size easily. I can do a whole all over edge to edge. I can do custom quilting. I really love the versatility that gives me that I can't do just with my hand guided quilting.
So, and I'm a free motion quilter, but I love that the computerized quilting can add precision and perfection to my
Right.
quilting as well. So,
Right.
so
And
if
I
you're
also love if I'm doing quilts for customers, I know some of us here do that. Like I can have my Pro Stitcher running and then I can turn around and do my own piecing as my machine's running. I haven't done it yet, but that's the goal.
multitasking, we love
Yeah,
it.
Exactly.
Or you can eat fudge.
Or you can just have a machine running and you can eat fudge.
Okay, Blaine, I think we're kind of done with the demo, but we have this fudge recipe that we were going to share with you. What's the best way to share that?
Well, I'm glad y'all have some food you were going to share with us. Too bad I'm not there and can eat the actual food, but yeah, if you want to, you can just email us your fudge recipe, and we're going to share it with everybody. And we're probably going to do some giveaways with people's recipes on embroidery the recipe on like a tea towel or something. So yeah, please just email that to me, and we'll share it with our group. And it's going to be fun. We're going to do some gift ideas. We're going to do some recipes this week, and all kinds of fun stuff. And hey, I looking at guys, y'all have a great place to work. I look out your window there, and I see the mountains in the background, and I didn't see that there
No,
was
there's
snow.
not.
Is there snow on them right now?
Let's open the blind.
Normally this
we
time
do.
of year, y'all have
We're
snow
kind of
on
in
your
a
mountains.
drought, so we're hoping for snow soon.
So Johnny's opening the
Well,
blinds. So you can see it.
well, hey, I want to thank Johnny and Christy and Kelly for coming on our show today. We really appreciate y'all being
Can't
on
see
here
anything.
and showing everybody some of the demos that were really good, a little bit about the machines. And I wanted to remind everybody of the pricing again. If you're interested in a sit down, and David, we can pull that overlay up. If you're interested in the Sweet 16 sit down with the Insight table, it is $49.99 shipped right to your door. The Insight table is a brand new table, has the stitch regulation built into the table, which makes, if you saw them when they were doing it without, or if you saw them when they were doing it with, it makes a huge difference in the consistency of your stitches. And the other machine that we were showing there that actually had the Pro Stitcher on it, had the robotics on it, was the Amara. It's the 20-inch Handi quilter and quilting machine, long arm. The price on it right now is $99.99. It's normally $11,295. You get your choice of a studio frame in a 10-foot or 12-foot length. Great prices on both of these products. These are show prices that you normally would never get these prices this cheap. And right now, this is probably the cheapest place you'll find it in the country by far. And so if you're interested in either one of these machines, hey, give us a call. There's 3 ways you can basically order. You can call 1-800-401-8151. You can visit our website at SewingMachinesPlus.com and speak to one of our live chat agents. Or over there in the chat area, if you see Kyle's been putting links to our Google Sheets. If you can't get through to the phones and you can't get through to one of the chat people, because we are super busy right now with the holiday seasons upon us, fill out that Google Sheet. We have it set up right now that it goes automatically into the call center to one of our salespeople, and it pops up. And we have made y'all priority today. If y'all call or have questions about one of the products you've seen so far, they'll get a call. They'll call you back, and we'll see if we can take an order or answer one of your questions. So there you go on those two. Now I want to recap. If you missed the other show that we did right before this one with Brother Products, we had 3 ScanNCuts that we actually highlighted. We actually highlighted the SDX 230D, which right now is on sale for $7.99. That thing actually comes with a free kind of handy tote bag that is a shoulder strap tote bag that you can carry it in. Great machine. Has tons of Disney designs built in. I think about 1,400 designs total built in. You can cut vinyl, balsa. You can cut fabric on this. You can actually emboss metal on this. So there's so many uses for this. If you are a crafter out there, you can do so many things. If you are just an embroiderer and are a quilter, you want to cut out fabric pieces for yourself, or you want to do applique, this is the machine you have. You don't need any computer. It sets on its own, and you can actually transfer embroidery files right from your computer or machine to this thing wirelessly. So it's pretty awesome. The other machine that we had was the 230DX model, and that is on sale for $824. It's normally $899. You're getting a $75 savings, and it comes with the rolling tote bag and the roll feeder. It's coming free with that today. And then the last one that we had is the SDX 225F, and the F stands for fabric. This comes with the fabric mat. It comes with the fabric blade. This thing is $549. You're saving $50 on this today, and it comes with the tote bag, the rolling tote bag, and the roll feeder as well. So great pricing today on our show. And you know what? I want to thank Handi Quilter for being involved And, wanted to thank Kelly, Christy, and Johnny for coming on and sharing a little time with us and showing those cool little gift ideas that you can do for Christmas, making pillows or making Christmas ornaments were great. And then I also want to thank Cindy Hogan that came on and showed us about the PRS100 from Brother. Great machines, one of my favorite machines we have. And if y'all can hear a lot of noise right now, we have some people on our roof that are repairing some things on our roof, and they're making lots of noise. So I don't know if y'all can hear that or not, but I hope you can't, but it's pretty loud. And also want to thank Heather Banks. Heather is a Brother, national educator, came on and talked about the ScanNCuts and did a great job in showing and explaining those. So appreciate all of our guests coming on. And so guys, we've got some great things lined up this week. Tomorrow, next day. So tomorrow on Tuesday, we have, we're going to come up and we're going to start out the show with Janome, and we're going to end it with daylight lights. And we got some great things. Alba Fedeke is going to be with Janome. She's a national educator for Janome, going to be on our show. She's been on our show. She was on the Cyber Monday show, and she was on our product launch show. And she's going to show us about the 14,000. The 14,000 is one of the top of the line machines that we have. It's online, and she's going to talk all about that. And then the next one, Kyle, was the Elnita. What was it? EF1? Yeah, the Elnita EF1. It's a Elena brand, and she's going to do some demos on that and talk a little bit about that. We're going to have two super great prices on both and packages that you can get them with. And so you want to stick around if y'all interested in Janome or Elena. That'll be on the show tomorrow. And then we're going to have Ed Reyes Jr. From Daylight's going to be on tomorrow. And we're going to have a bunch of great pricing and some great things to show you from Daylight. And so you don't want to miss that show. So, and this goes on all week, guys. We're going to be here Wednesday through Friday, the following days after tomorrow's show. And we're going to, 2 hours each day. And I think one of the days we're going to even go for 3 hours. And we got a lot of things from a lot of the manufacturers are going to be on here to show you. And next Monday on the 14th, we're going to have a 4-hour show. It's going to be exclusively Brother. We got a ton of products that we're going to show with some great pricing. A lot of Brother educators and ambassadors are going to be on our show. And we may even have a couple special guests and surprise guests that come on. So you want to stick to that. And we got great giveaways, guys, all day. Tomorrow, I'm going to announce a special giveaway that you can get in to win. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be kind of almost like a scavenger hunt type thing. But we're going to have that. We're going to announce that tomorrow on the show. And so you don't want to miss that. All right, guys. We've given them all the schedule, all the things happening. And we decorated the set back here, guys, just for y'all to celebrate Christmas. And we're counting down to Christmas. So as you know, the 14th is our last day that we're going to have. And the reason we're doing it on the 14th is because if you order that day, you can get it shipped by the 15th. It'll still get there in time for Christmas. FedEx and UPS is telling us if it's after the 15th, they can't guarantee it. So as y'all know, it gets so busy this time of year. So I think we ought to give some things away today, guys. Do y'all think so? All right, David and Kyle are shaking their head. Yes, they saying we need to give some stuff away. And hey, thank y'all for tuning in today. And I hope everybody wins something. But everybody can't win. We only have a few things to give. So the first thing that we're going to give away is we're going to give away some of our tote bags. And I think y'all have seen those. These are our event bags that we do. We call them the swag bags. And they're pretty cool. They have a lot of sayings. They have some different things on them. And let me turn them around so y'all can see. If y'all haven't seen these in a while, they all have kind of special sayings on them. And this one says, "I like big hoops and I cannot lie." And on the back side, it has all of our information. So we have a blue one. We actually have a green one, and you can see that. It says, "Your husband called and says you can buy anything you want." All right, and we have a yellow one. And the yellow one says, "Live life one stitch at a time." So that's a very popular one. This one says, we all come with baggage. Mine's full of fabric. So how many of y'all can relate to that one? Chime in, and because if you want to win, you have to, if you're on YouTube right now watching, go down and give us a thumbs up, hit the notification bell that you see the bell. And if you're on Facebook, just make a comment, like, and share. and you're automatically entered to win. This is one of my favorite ones. Who you calling fat quarters? So the quilters are the only ones who's going to get that one, right? All right, here's the quilters rules. It says do your best, have patience, be creative, make mistakes, and share ideas. So I think every one of y'all can probably relate to that one real well. And it says, when life gives you scraps, make a quilt. And I'm missing one, guys. Am I not? See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I am missing a colored bag. I don't know which one I'm missing. We have 8 bags, and I'm missing one. And it's the one I like the best. It has the saying, and I always tell the story. It's red. I think it's red. So we're missing a red bag. And anyway, I don't see it, but we're missing one of the red bags, and it's the one I got to tell everybody the story behind it. I was at a baby lot convention, and they had a motivational speaker up on stage that was talking about his childhood and growing up with his grandmother, making blankets and all these things, and these motivational speakers, a lot of times they get up and they kind of customize their speech into the industry that you're in, and so he just kept referring to basically quilts as blankets, and he just kept saying it over and over, and you could just kind of feel this tenseness, in the audience, and kind of a hush, and people started talking, and he just kept going and going, and he finally said something about, again, he said, my grandmother made a blanket for me, and it was just beautiful, and we heard this lady in the audience goes, they're called quilts, not blankets, and the crowd just went, started laughing and roared, and so he said, I stand corrected. So when the lady said that, I immediately looked to Deb Donovan. She was sitting beside me. We were at this convention, and I said, that's going to be a T-shirt. Well, it never made it on a T-shirt, but I did make it on a bag. So, we just say they're called quilts, not blankets. And so that's how we came up with a lot of these sayings were actually real things. So it's pretty fun. So we're going to give, today, there are 8 bags. Oh, looky, Kyle. Kyle just walked in with a red bag. There we go. So we want to show everybody our red bag. So there's the red bags. They're called quilts, not blankets. So now that completes our 8-pack of the bags. And these are on sale on our website for $49.99. They're $9.99 each. And so what we're going to do is we're going to give a bundle away. So we're going to give 2 of these away to 2 lucky viewers. You're going to give 2 bundles of that. So let's get us a winner up, David, for the first one. And I can't see her name, but Darby something. Darby Young. All right, so Darby Young, you are our winner. Congratulations, Darby, on the bags. And just email us to CEO@SewingMachinesPlus.com and with your shipping address, and just put in the subject line I won, and then down in the body of the email, just put what you won. It makes it a little bit faster, and we can kind of keep an order of it that way. And so Darby, congratulations on that. And that Kyle's a keeper. Hey, Vicky, I can't agree with you more, because I tell you what, I don't know what I'd do if these guys weren't here helping me out. This thing, I don't think I could run it by myself. I know that for sure. So we're going to give another pack of bags away. And so let's do, our winner is, I don't see the last name, but Judy Lesiak. I can't see it. The camera's in its way. So Judy Lesiak or Linsky, one of the 2 names, I can't remember. Guys, y'all know me by now. I butcher names even if I could see it. So Judy, congratulations on that. Make sure you email me to CEO@SewingMachinesPlus.com and with your shipping address. And again, in the body, put, hey, what you won. I won the bags. And in the header, just put I won or I'm a winner. And that way it'll highlight it to me, and I can find it and get it out to you. All right, guys, that's our 2 bag winners. So guess what we're giving away next? What do y'all think? Sewing mats. We're going to give some sewing mats, and you can see the one I have right here in front of me. This thing, I love our mats. We have them in a variety of colors. I think now we have them in I think it's 9 different colors that we have. And we have 6 that are in every size. And you can get them in a medium, large, or an extra large size to fit your machine. And we have them in purple, light blue, pink. I think that's right, isn't it, Kyle? And then we have Baby Lock Gold, Brother Blue, and Bernina Red. So, and those are all the color codes from those companies to match the colors exact. So we have those 6 colors in all 3 sizes. And then we have 3 special edition sewing mats that we have. We have one, it's the American flag. It's beautiful. It's in the extra large size. And then when we have 2 other ones that are in the extra large size, and they're called Best Friends. And they have, kind of pictures of cats and dogs silhouettes on them. And one's pink and one's light blue. So we have those on our website you can buy. I think they start at $44 and go up to $49 depending on the size. And so we're going to give some mats away today. And what I want to do is I'm going to give, since it's Christmas time, we're going to give the Best Friends. We're going to give a light blue Best Friends and a pink Best Friends mat away. And we're going to also give, I feel patriotic today. We're going to give an American flag one away. All 3 of them are the extra large size. And these are $49. These were special limited editions. And so we're going to give those away. So let's give the pink Best Friends ones away first. And I don't see the last name, but Lynn, what's the last name, guys? Maynard. So Lynn Maynard, you are our winner of the pink Best Friends mat. Congratulations on that. And make sure you email me at CEO@SewingMachinesPlus.com with your shipping address. Put in the header, I won, and in the body just put, hey, I won the pink Best Friends sewing mat. And we'll get that shipped right out to you. So our next winner is going to be for the light blue Best Friends mat. And our next winner is Tracy Silverman Frick. So Tracy Silverman Frick, congratulations on winning one of the mats. And make sure you email me again at CEO@SewingMachinesPlus.com, and we'll get that out to you. Put in the header, in your subject line, put I won. In the body, you just put, hey, I won the light blue Best Friends sewing mat. And then make sure you put your shipping address, and we'll get that shipped right out to you. And then our grand prize and final winner tonight, we're going to let you win. I like that, Jeannie. Go Santa Blaine. I like that. Y'all can call me Santa from now on. So our next winner is going to actually win a bundle of bags and the American flag, waving American flag sewing mat. It's the extra large size. So you're getting, this is $100 retail value. You're getting a $50 set of the bags. You're getting a $49.99 mat. So what a great way to start the show off and kick our week show off. And David, do you have me a winner? There it is. It's Pax Tisdale. I'm just guessing because I see the TISD. So Pat, it's not Pat, it's Pax. Pax Tisdale. That sounds like a movie star name. Pax Tisdale. I like it. So Pax, congratulations on winning. Hey, you're going to be getting that in the mail to you very, very soon. Make sure you go and email me at CEO@SewingMachinesPlus.com. Put in that subject line, I won, in the header. Put, I won a pack of bag, the bag set, and the waving flag sewing mat. And make sure you put your shipping address, and we'll get that shipped out to you pretty soon. So guys, hey, not bad for our first Monday show, 2-hour show to start this week out. And we're right on time too. We didn't run over like we normally do. And hey, I want to thank each and every one of y'all out there today that tuned in. And hopefully y'all stick around and tune in every day this week, because I have got something special up these sleeves tomorrow just for you. And it's going to be some cool things that we're going to do. I'm going to kind of give you a hint. It's kind of called a scavenger hunt type thing, but it's going to be really cool. You're going to be able to do that. And we also are going to have a very special guest pop in to the show this week. A lot of different guests are going to pop in. They're not even scheduled, so can't tell you who they are. They're kind of celebrities. And so they're going to be popping in and out. And we're going to do some cool stuff all week. So tomorrow's lineup, you don't want to miss it. We have Alba Fedeke from Janome is going to be here. And we're going to highlight the Janome 14,000 machine, which is a great, great machine. And then we're going to highlight the Elena. It's the what's it called? El Nita. What's the number though? EF1. I can't remember the EF1. So it's the El Nita EF1 by Elena. So Alba's going to do demos and talk a little bit about both of those. And then we're going to have Ed Reyes Jr. going to be coming on the show with Daylight. And we're going to highlight some of the Daylight lamps. And, we've done a show on those before. And I actually bought one of them. I finally broke down. If people who've been watching my show, I told them I was going to get one. And everybody kept saying, you need to get it, need to get it. I finally broke down and bought one of them, and I got it at home. And I tell you, this thing is incredible. LED light. It's got 3 settings on it. I absolutely love it. It's got the flexible neck, and I use that thing all the time out in the shop. So make sure y'all tune in tomorrow. It's going to be the same time, 11 time Pacific time. It's going to go for a couple hours. And anyway, we're off to a kick start on our cyber countdown to Christmas special. And hey, Susan, thank you for joining in. And I just said it. I can't see what she said, so other than Santa Blaine. So that may take. I may get a red hat sent in the mail. So anyway, guys, hey, thank you all for tuning in today. And hey, don't forget, we're going to be sharing some recipes for Christmas goodies and things. And I might even share one of my own recipes for Christmas. And we're going to be sharing that. We're going to give you a lot of different things you can make for Christmas and stuff. So some gift ideas that you can make at home. So anyway, hey, thank y'all for coming on board today. And we will see y'all tomorrow here at the same time. Have a great day, guys.